this kind of thing is very simple. Put it on your phone and connect it to your YouTube, and then just start streaming from the phone. So I have the studio open on my laptop right there in front of me just to see, and I don't know if I even need that, really. I just do it to schedule an event so that then maybe there will be some kind of like a heads up that it's going to happen. And then we'll see. But the live definitely takes a minute, on the studio. If I'm doing a live and I'm streaming it to it, I can see it on the laptop, and it's kind of delayed quite a bit. So maybe the video and what I'm talking and saying is delayed quite a bit too. Hey Lukash, what's up, bud? I'm still really green to any kind of streaming software. So I'm not this is by no means any kind of professional any kind of professionally done thing. Nice to see you. Anyways, 15 minutes, all good. I'll show you what you saw on the picture on Instagram. Hey Summer, what's up? So Wagner and Steiner, Allegories of the Ring by George Hastings. I started reading this last weekend. It's very cool. I'm a big fan of Steiner's work, even though, he's definitely very esoteric. I mean, he does things like, the alchemical marriage, going into the legend of Christian Rosenkreutz, which is a personage, whether he's historical or not, I don't know if we can say. But he is the basis, like the first proponent of the Rosicrucian spiritual fellowship, spiritual group, esoteric stuff for sure. But here, it is comparing a bunch of Steiner's talks and Steiner's work. Hey Scott, what's up? To Wagner's The Ring Cycle. And one of the coolest things that I came up with, or came into contact with before, is Wotan and his whole thing with Lode and Wotan's struggle is, hey Dani, is all about humans' struggle against Lucifer, the adversary. So as far as Steiner's talks, Lucifer is like your own egoic desire, your desire for yourself. I want to be happy. I want this. I want that. And he draws an allegory between Wotan and Lode's struggle in the ring cycle as humanity's struggle against our own egoic self. So I have nice to see a lot of people coming through. Very cool. Check it out, Lukash. You might like it. I mean, I don't know how much you're into this esoteric thought and stuff, but that's where I find my home. You know what I mean? Like, really, that's where I'm really, really happy. Hey Nash. Hey Mark Nash, how you doing, bud? Yeah, kind of late for you, right? This is like 8 o'clock for me, 8 o'clock p.m. So there across the pond, y'all must be like, 11 o'clock or midnight, even, maybe later. I hope you sleep well, Mark. I know you have your struggle with that. But, that's how it goes. Scott, I tell you, man, I am here. Okay, so I am 260, I'm on chapter 14, 266 of The Rise of Endymion. This is the final book in Dan Simmons' Hyperion Canto. It's 4 books, and it is awesome. I mean, I tell you, it is awesome. 12:50, yeah, almost 1 in the morning. I would be knocked out, but you know, I have to really get my sleep. I work really, really hard. Jay Maddox, what up, buddy? Man, you should be reading Scott, but you know, feel free to hang out with us, hang out with me here on the live stream. I really enjoy having some people around. This was really fun last time I did it, and we ended up talking all over the place about all different kinds of stuff. And I think that this one is going to even be funner. I mean, you know, when it comes down to it, I already got, you know, more people around anyways, and I put out a little thing on Instagram. I wanted to let you guys know. I mean, I do have an Instagram. I never say it in my in my videos. I just forget. You know what I mean? I'm not here to push stuff, you know, even myself, you know. I never say, "Hey, subscribe to my channel." There was a whole little thing on my last live stream where I'm talking about that kind of thing, where, you know, it's just silly because I do think to do that and say, "Man, if I just said, "Hey guys, you know, if this is your first time here, subscribe to my channel," people would do it. You know what I mean? Because people just do what they're told. You know, a lot of times they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, this is cool. I'll subscribe." But I never ever say it, and I never say my Instagram. So my Instagram is actually everyone who reads. And on Instagram, when you're doing a name, then it's separated by underscores, not spaces. So it's everyone underscore who underscore reads. And there, if you follow it, I'm sure you do, Jay. You're probably outside my damn window right now, you creepy. I love it. Jay, you're a funny dude. I tell you. Fly down to Georgia just to creep me out because you just got it like that. So if you follow me on Instagram, you're gonna get, you know, I usually drop a picture every day. I try to do one picture a day. Like and share every 3.5 minutes. You're ridiculous. I try to do one picture a day, and most of them on days that I drop videos, they'll be content based on like what I'm doing my video on. But on days that I don't do a video, the picture is going to be of something else, something off my bookshelf, or maybe some haul action. And there's stuff on there that is not ever been talked about on my booktube channel, and I kind of look at it like a place to point people to my booktube channel, but also like some little nuggets, you know what I mean? So I was thinking about something. There's a few things I want to talk about, or just kind of touch on with this live stream. And y'all talk amongst yourselves. If there's anybody here that doesn't know the other people that are here, you know, sub to them, because I love you guys. You know, I love my subscribers. I really do. I love doing booktube. It is such a labor of love. It is such a fun thing for me. Hold on, my little cat is in the room, and its mustache is a little. I have 2 little kittens. If you look at my there's kind of like a personal tag that I did. I forget what the name of it is, but I showed the picture of my pets. Thanks, Dani. I appreciate that. I mean, you know, I try to do good and, you know, take cool pictures. But some of these people on Instagram are like professional photographers and doing really beautiful stuff. I just kind of, you know, frame the book in my picture. So, anyways, yeah, like, so my cat had passed away. He was very old, 17 years or something. His name was Sebastian, an orange tabby, and he was cool. But when he passed, like even a day or 2 after he passed, we got 2 new kittens. Mustache and Ginger are their names, and they are kittens, so they're crazy, and they're always all around. So I've gotten into a read along, and it's cool because I had nothing really lined up for November. So why not fill it with one hell of a book, right? So I'm doing William Gaddis's J.R. in November. And this is in conjunction with a lot of people. A lot of people are in on this read along because the New York Review of Books just issued a brand new edition of this book. And you can see, I mean, it's a beast, right? It is. My copy here is 728 pages. So, and it's postmodern epicness is what it is. So, there's a lot of people doing a read along of JR just to commemorate the new edition that's coming out of it. That's the old edition. That's the old, I mean, this is a first edition trade paperback that came out in 1979 or something like that. And it is epically funny. I've seen a lot on it. I know a lot about JR already, having even not read it. But it is very, very funny. It's a satire about capitalism. It's set in a middle school. All right? And this middle school kid named JR starts a capitalist, like a stock racket out of a payphone in his in his in this school. He installs a payphone in the hallway, and he's running this racket out of the payphone, and he employs one of his teachers. He gets one of his teachers on the hook, and it's just unbelievably crazy, over the top capitalist nightmare. This middle school is a nightmare. I can't wait to read it. I've never read it before. Leaf by Leaf is on board with it. He's a big proponent of it. George Silas is on with it. He's the author of Sea Above, Sun Below. And I did yeah, it is interesting, Dani, let me tell you. I did a review of George, his name is Salis, but I am so Southern that I can't help but call him Silas every time I say his name, George Silas. So his book, Sea Above, Sun Below, is actually so awesome. Let me tell you, it is a magical realism. It's really, really cool. So check out my review on my channel if you hadn't seen it, and get it. He's a new author. That's his debut novel. He's looking for, to get out there. And he's doing the JR read along with us in November. And the Recognitions Book Club. The Recognitions Book Club, that's the ones that are doing it. What's up? Bookish Bryant's in the house. Scott and Becky, very cool. Glad to see y'all. And thanks always for the support. All of y'all. I mean, and like I said, if you don't know anybody that's in the chat and everything, everybody say hey, I mean, we're all booktubers. I don't think I've seen anybody talking in here that's not got their own channel and looking to get involved in the community. And we all, yes, Timmy in the house, and we're all part of the community here. So let's make sure we're all sub to each other and support each other's videos. I mean, I know I don't comment on half the videos that I watch, but like I said, my last live stream, I'm one of those people that I watch almost every single thing by booktubers that I like, that I can stand to watch everything, and if I can't, then I don't really, I won't click on it and I won't watch it at all. But I watch so much, and I watch it all the way through. Even if I, just kind of put it down and I'm not getting the visual, I got my headphones on and I listen to the whole thing. So I just, I'm one of the ones that brings your view duration up every single time that I click on a video. Even if it's stuff like, Harlequin romance, like the Bryants are all about, I just enjoy y'all's I enjoy y'all's back and forth, and how y'all talk about everything, and how y'all interact. I love it. So thank you so much for doing that. And Timmy, thank you for getting on board with that kind of thing, because y'all might be the only two that are doing I know, right? Some of them are rough, man, Some of them are rough. Some of the most entertaining ever are Dani's and Christy Louise from Dostoevsky in Space. She's so silly. I love it. But some of my favorites are really like Leaf by Leaf. I love Paper Bird. If y'all don't know Paper Bird, the channel, he's like a professional movie maker. You don't ever see him. He makes videos while he's talking, and he'll do tags and he'll do reviews. But it is really, really cool. Dude, do it, Jay. Do it, Jay. You might blow up. You just really might blow up, or get banned. It's one or the other. Hardcore erotica, do it. So we're reading JR. A bunch of people are. The Recognitions Book Club is who's putting the read along together, and I'm just along for the ride. I'm gonna get into it. It's really, really fun and cool. So another thing I wanted to touch on was the idea about doing, I share a lot on my channel, and I feel like I share more of myself than I thought I would at the inception of this channel. I've been doing it, 10 months now. I started at the first of this year. So I share a lot of myself when I end up talking about how I think or how I feel when I'm coming in contact with books, and then I have to like kind of back up what I'm saying. Hey Sarah, and no worries about being late. And Kelly Hooked on Books, nice to see you for sure. Thanks for coming by, y'all. And what's so weird, dude? You can never figure YouTube out. YouTube's so silly. I look at my analytics very sparingly because that's the way to be. That's the way to be brought down by your YouTube channel. Really feel like it's not going anywhere is to look at your analytics, right? So I don't look at them too much. But when I did, I looked at my analytics like, 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago maybe. And on the analytics, it said that 100% of my viewers are guys. You know what I mean? Like gender wise, 100% male, 0 females. That's what it said on my analytics. And I was like, this is BS. You know what I mean? Like I know I can name, 3, 4, 5, 10 maybe females that watch my channel or watch different ones. And it is just there you go, Jay. Hey bro. I feel ya. I looked at the analytics a week and a half ago. I'm still on a bender. I don't do it. So yeah, I mean it's not true. And there's so many things about my analytics when I started really looking at it that are not true. I know they're not. So I was like, okay, this is BS. You know what I mean? Like I don't play games. I don't play that kind of stuff. I don't do, for example, I don't do, marketing. I got my Instagram going. I don't do branding. Like I said last time, Sarah, you remember, I'm sure. I was like, if I do branding, this is my branding right here. You like, I've been working on it for years. So, yeah, like, I get it, and it's like that, So the analytics are not valid, they're really not. And I'll put out a video and it'll be doing great, and then it'll look the numbers won't look right and stuff, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is you don't mess with that stuff. I don't look at it. So I don't play. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it, people that like the content, people that are in your niche, like what you do, they're gonna follow you, and you're gonna find your way. There's enough booktubers that have been doing it for longer than me that have taught that have said the same thing to me. That's like, don't worry about it. You're gonna find your niche, and quit no worrying about That's right, Dani. Have fun and talk about books. That's what I love too, for sure. So I wanted to show, because I'm sure most people here don't follow me on Instagram, because I never say that I have an Instagram or anything like that. Oh, whiskey. Well, dude, I used to work at a liquor store before I was a utility contractor, and I have been all around the world with liquor, and I've tried everything. I've had everything, and now I don't drink any hard stuff. I drink beer sometimes, and even that is in a sparing occasion, just about. So I shared this on my Instagram today. This is one of the most coolest books that I've ever come across in my life. It's a very, very strange but unique book. Cosmic Sense 1 is the name of it. And it's called, the full title is Cosmic Sense 1, The Revisioning and Remembering the Fragments of Love's Body by Ralph Vaughn. I'll give you that. And what this is a kind of, it's kind of a documentation of a personal alchemy, where this person, Ralph Vaughn is his name, actually put himself, went through the inner work, books yada yada, what's up? Went through the inner work to get to integrate the different parts of himself, whether that is emotions, fears, shadow, kind of different parts of ego and personality. There's a lot of work to do to really become a whole person, and I'm all about this kind of stuff. Spiritual work, inner work, path work. That's really something that I'm all about in my life. So that kind of thing, the number one practice for that is meditation. Just staying quiet and observing your own thoughts in your own mind and stuff like that. But so he did that. He did this kind of, and check out my Instagram if you want to see these pictures more. But you can see some of the wordplay there. So he's just like, using words like atonement is going to be at one-ment, right? And so there's a lot of wordplay like that in it, and it's all about integration, and it's all about, making yourself more whole. But what this book essentially is, half of it is these awesome word mandalas. All right, hundreds. I found this, I didn't even, I found it in a used bookstore a bunch of years ago. But you see, there's these huge word mandalas that are visual representations of his integrating different parts of himself and different ideas that he has, and different ways that he frames his life and all that kind of stuff. So it's very personal, but we can all learn from that, learn from doing that, right? So this kind of thing it's just mind-blowing to experience and see somebody. It's very Jungian, it is psychological, right? That's what I'm talking about. Modern metaphysike. Nice to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming by. So I'm showing. I'm showing the book that I kind of took a couple of pictures of and shared on my Instagram today, because I was thumbing through it. I look through this book all the time, just randomly, The reading is very, very worth it. It is very cool. It's all over the place, but it's integrating all these different spiritual ideas, whatever he resonated with, right? Because like I said, it's deeply personal. I wanted to find one. Okay, it's these. So here's you can see the title there is A Destructive or productive. So on the right hand side we have destructive, and that's hoarding. And on the left hand side we have productive, and that's preserving. So hoarding and preserving are like two sides of the same coin, right? And then there's the words are all these things that relate to that and how to integrate those opposites. And then another one. That one is marketing and exchanging. Marketing is the destructive, but exchanging, like a barter, like a win-win barter system or something, a win-win system of exchange, is a productive thing, right? So that's what he's doing, is he's integrating opposites into one. This is, I mean, it's just an amazing book. I came across it just on a whim, totally wasn't expecting it, and things like that. So I don't know how much the watchers right now are interested, but I was thinking about doing something. Me and another booktuber, I won't say who it is just because he might not be down for that. But we were kicking around doing an idea of doing some esoteric Western spirituality, some Kabbalah, and some Hermeticism, and doing a series on that kind of thing. And I'm really reluctant for that kind of thing, because really, when it comes down to it, I didn't start this YouTube channel to get personal. I'm not trying to get personal. What I'm trying to do is talk about books and things that I love, and turn people on to that kind of thing, and let that grow. People grow from the inside out. They don't grow. I'm not going to teach anybody. I'm not going to say something to anybody that's going to really help them grow, unless they're already ready for it, right? So I'm not here to get personal and that kind of thing, but I do see a benefit to that kind of thing if it's something that people are interested in. So what I was thinking about is starting something like a Patreon for, because I don't know any other kind of system like this. I'd probably look at it. I'd probably look at it more if I really want to do it. I mean, but I'm just kind of throwing out the idea because it's something that's been on my mind, to kind of start something where people can join on a more personal level, like a medium of exchange where they would, $1 a month. Who gives a crap, right? I wouldn't be doing it for money. But just to have the ones that are able to watch those videos, ones that really, really care about what that content is. And what that content would be is my personal belief system, my personal practice, and my personal, practical living of my inner life, spiritual life. And because, I've said on my channel before that I'm a Christian. I'm definitely, I don't have any problem with saying I'm a Christian. But I also don't have any problem with saying I'm a Buddhist. Thank you, Dani, for sure. I don't have any problem with saying that what I believe. And I do that in the context of books that I talk about. But I'm not going to go on like a personal diatribe or rant about what I think about anything, because it's not what I'm here for. It's not what I'm interested in at all. But I am down to share that. I really am. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, let me know in the comments. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to put this up on the channel after I do this live stream, just like I did the last one. So a lot of people are going to see it, sure. And so let me know if you're down for that kind of thing. Leave me a message in the comments. And if I get enough comments that I think that people would really take to that kind of thing, then I might think more seriously about doing it. Because when it comes down to it, my personal beliefs are not for everybody. People that believe things the way that the things that I believe as far as spirituality, they are not, that's right, Jay. My channel, my rules, baby. They are not the people that, are they're mystical, they're inner. I'm not worried about you doing one thing or another in order to be right or wrong. I'm not worried about that kind of thing at all. You know what I mean? There's such a spectrum and a way of people out there, and there's no that's not even spirituality to me. My spirituality, my belief system is all my own personal path work. And that's it. That's all I'm concerned with. So, and I don't have any problem sharing that, but I'm not down to put that out there for people who don't care, that just will see it, hear it, and then call me wrong, or call me whatever. Okay? Because on my channel, I've already come into, kind of things like this, where I put out a video concerning Jose Saramago's The Gospel According to Jesus Christ. And I nailed that book because it really bothered me. But it sounds as if I'm defending the Christian or the Jewish religion by nailing Jose Saramago. It's not what I'm doing. I'm not defending something in that. What I am is nailing Jose Saramago. But the atheists, kind of come out on that video, right? And then I do my Buddhist series, and I do Buddhist videos, and the Christians will come out and say things, different things. So I'm not going to make everybody happy, and I'm not here to make everybody happy, that's for sure. I'm not trying to even push, put out their personal beliefs because I want to. But I am, I have to justify my thoughts. When I'm talking about, if I make a claim, I'm going to justify that with the things that I say. And those things that are support for how I think come from within. So, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So, after the last live stream, yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure that it's tougher for some than others, Sarah, with it being YouTube kind of sucking. I see trolls everywhere, but I have no problem with removing and just banning, muting and removing somebody from my channel real quick. I mean, I just don't care. I don't care about subscribers too much. You know what I mean? I already have more subscribers than I ever thought I would have, you know what I mean? So I don't really, I'm not worried about that kind of thing. That's right, Scott and Becky. That's why when it comes down to it, I'm a student of spiritual texts. Y'all see in the bookshelf that's in the background of most every one of my videos where I'm standing up. It's the bookshelf that's right across the way from this corner desk right here. It is my Western spirituality, Hermetics, Kabbalah, the Zohar is on there, my Bibles are on there, different esoteric teachings are on there, and then mind science is on there. Yeah, No Time for Toxic People. Bam. Exactly right. And Neville Goddard, Thomas Troward, all my mind science stuff is on there, and then Teilhard de Chardin is on there, and that's really where I really kind of I love that stuff. I love it, love that kind of stuff. So I got enough for my idea about maybe starting something up that is a that will have kind of like exclusive content, where a place where I can put videos that only some can see if they're interested. But I am thinking about doing that. Yeah, I loved your last video, Summer. That Ethan Hawke rules for being a knight. That's right. Yeah, you can't take anything personal, really, Because when somebody says something that is coming from them, that's coming from within them, and all they are doing is revealing to you their own self. And they might be projecting that, sure, and they might be doing all kinds of mental gymnastics with what they're, with their words. But what they're really doing, and it only takes just listening and not bringing any of your own stuff to bear on it. Just let it be that they are, sharing themselves like that. And that's how it is. I love wisdom teachings. I do. And I don't go for just, whatever wisdom teachings. I mean, I have shelves and shelves of wisdom teachings right now. All different spiritualities, and then even just like kind of anthologies of world wisdom literature. And I love that stuff. It's some of the most beneficial reading that there is. But you read it, and then I read it, and then I am quiet and I meditate on. I just really let an axiom or a parable or something go very, very deep. Dani, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You are cool, so cool, and I'm looking forward. I haven't done any kind of announcement because I'm gonna wait till December to do an announcement for this. But I hope that Dani and Christy Louise at Dostoevsky in Space, I hope that we three are kicking off a reading of 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. It will be a second reading for me. I've read it. I read it a long time ago, though. I read it maybe close to 10 years ago. Maybe 10 years ago. And I can't wait to read it again. It is an amazing work. Oh, the beard's getting... I made a deal with myself not to shave all winter. We'll see if I can do it. All right. But 100 Years of Solitude is one of the most amazing works and really, really has a large effect on me as a reader. It is a very, very amazing, magical realism. And so, I want to start it the 1st of January. I want it to be my first read of 2021. That will be Summer. You are cordially invited along. I want that to be my first book of 2021. My first book of 2020 was Stoner by John Williams. And it was amazing. And I feel like it really just like kicked me off the right kind of way. So I want to ensure that my first read of 2021 is great. And 100 Years of Solitude is great. Hey, Paul. Snowcone 72 in the house. What's up, bud? Thanks for coming by. And so, we've been talking all over the place. I've been talking all over the place, really. But, that's how these live things go, I guess, right? This is, everybody who's watching right now. There's 10 people viewing. And those people are, oh, you mean the read-along? Is it going to be a public read-along or just a small thing? Well, I mean, I'm going to invite whoever wants to read along to join and read along, for sure. We'll do it in January. Started off January 1st with reading 100 Years of Solitude. And I'll probably make a video in December just saying, hey, this is who's along. We're going to do this. And anybody who wants to read along can join. And if you want to, then you can do it. And we'll probably have like a Voxer group where we can just talk about the book set up. And if you want, then I'll join you in the Voxer group. Nice, Scott. Yeah, and and we'll have a big Voxer group where we can all just kind of talk as we go through it. It is one of those books that will lend itself to a lot of discussion. It's awesome. It is an allegory, but it's not plain on the face of it, an allegory. That kind of thing. Kind of it's kind of a cyclical. I can't even describe it. It's magical realism. You know. So I'll do a video before we really kick it off in December, like I said, where I, give some background about the book and talk about it. It is very, very fun. Nice, Sarah. I did a lot of buddy reading this year, to tell you the truth, and this is my first year on BookTube, and I've done quite a bit of buddy reading already. We're going to be buddy reading right now. I mean, it still hasn't kicked off, but I haven't been mad about it because I'm loving Endymion and Rise of Endymion. I've been crushing that. So, but we've been, Mark Richardson and Earnestly Eston doing a buddy read of Perdido Street Station, but we haven't kicked this off yet. So, I haven't really started it yet. I really want to get to that. But then we're doing JR in November. We're doing nice, Paul. 200 books, man. That's a beast reading year. I've probably read more like 50 or 60. I don't read a lot. Dude, I love Cloud Atlas, Scott. It is awesome. I want to read I have read Cloud Atlas. I'm sorry, I was just reading. I've read Cloud Atlas and the movie. The movie is very well done, but it's kind of like the best kind of adaptation you could have ever done of it. Kind of like, Pynchon's Inherent Vice to the book. So, I don't nail Cloud Atlas the way that some people do. It takes a certain type of movie watcher art house to really enjoy it. So I don't nail I don't nail Cloud Atlas, but I want to read all the books. All the books. It's so good. Yep. I'm with you there, Dani. The book of Cloud Atlas is epic. It's just epically good. So good. And better than the movie. It is. The movie could only do so much, and the book is just epic. But I do love the movie. I love the movie. I love the ghastly ordeal. The ghastly ordeal of, what is it, Henry Cavendish. Oh, I love that. Just the comic right there in the midst of all this. Just high ideas, tragedy, action. It's the whole gamut. And one thing that the book does so well is see all these different stories are told through a different medium. The like the guy on the ship, the kind of aristocratic guy on the ship that saves the slave and he's a stowaway on the ship, and he's keeping him hidden in his room, and the guy who's Tom Hanks in the movie tries to kill him, right? That story is told by a ledger, like a diary. There's another story that's told by a movie that they're watching. That's the ghastly ordeal. And every different part of this story is a different medium of storytelling in the book, and it's done very, very well. It's very, very cool. It's one of the coolest books. David Mitchell, he's very awesome. Yeah, you're missing out if you haven't seen it, Paul. It's really good, for sure. So, in December, Lukash was here earlier. He had changed his name. I forget the name. He just changed the name of his channel like 2 days ago. A Cruel Reader's Thesis is the name. It's a play on Neon Genesis Evangelion, an anime. So him and I read Anna Karenina as a buddy read earlier this year, and that was fantastic. It was one of the best books that I've read this year. Definitely one of the most enjoyable reading experiences of the year for me. And I've done a lot of Tolstoy this year. I've been focusing on Tolstoy a lot this year. But me and Lukash, when we had done that previous Anna Karenina buddy read, we kicked out the idea of doing David Copperfield in December. So we're going to read David Copperfield together in December. And I just figured, Charles Dickens in December, why not, right? So I'm going to do a buddy read I'm doing a buddy read in October. We're doing Perdido Street Station probably October through November. I'm doing a buddy read in November, and I'm doing a buddy read in December of David Copperfield, and then I'm doing a buddy read in January of 100 Years of Solitude. And there's no plans other than that. I will be open and doing whatever from then on. Started, open and free. I'm sure by the time, December, January. All right, Sarah. Thanks for coming by. All good. It's definitely cool to, bust out whenever you want. So, I'm sure that by December and January roll around, I'm gonna have, more reads set up or ideas about what I want to read going forward. There's definitely some stuff. If you looked on my Instagram, you saw I have a book of Charles Williams' theological writings and essays written by C.S. Lewis, J.R.R. Tolkien, and Owen Barfield, other members of the Inklings, about Charles Williams or about Charles Williams' writing itself. And I really want to read those two. Both will be pretty quick reads for me. I'll probably read both of those in, few weeks. So I want to get to those. I want to read those. And so I'm probably going to work those in at some point, and who knows when. Uptown Horror Reviews. Now I did see his channel. I probably subbed to him, actually. I think it was Working Man Reads that did a little shout out for Uptown Horror Reviews. Yeah, the Inklings are awesome, Dani. What a powerhouse writing group, right? Imagine being like in the room talking with C.S. Lewis, J.R.R. Tolkien, and Charles Williams and Owen Barfield, just talking book ideas, right? It's ridiculous. Yeah, I thought that too, Summer. Dickens definitely feels like a December read, so we're going to do David Copperfield in December. And yeah, I mean, I can't wait to bring some of Charles Williams' nonfiction stuff into my knowledge and my way of dealing with Charles Williams. Because all I've come in contact with Charles Williams and read is his novels. And I love them. I love Charles Williams. So good. He actually is on my my most horrifying reads. I could have actually... His horror is really, really good. And I mean, not scary. But I say that because I don't really get scared by books myself. But it is super horrifying. And he is so good at inspiring emotions. I was breathless, like, holding my breath, or Space Trilogy. Nice. I've seen some of that C.S. Lewis that I haven't come in contact with. Definitely down to do it. Hey, Christy, thanks for coming by. I watched your video earlier, Christy. Your spooky your spooky recommendations. That was really, really fun. You're so funny. I swear you are like one of the most entertaining and fun booktubers that I watch on a regular basis. It's very cool. And I have trouble like bringing that humor, I think, or like bringing a kind of looseness to my videos because I'm all alone. You know what I mean? Because I'm just like talking to the camera there. Yes, new bookcase. I love it. Bring it on. I have trouble, with the humor and the comedy, I think, because I'm a loud guy. I'm a joker. I'm a joker in my life, in my real life with my friends or whatever, at work. Always taking jabs or making jokes or something like that. But, I'm a little more serious and I'm a little more subdued on my BookTube channel. And it's because I'm just wanting to share, something. And there's something that I want to share. And if some humor creeps in, it's just because I just say some silly stuff. But I've found that it is easier for me on the live to say some funny things or whatever. You're a joker. I know you are, Paul. And dude, Jay Maddox is the king joker over there. Silly dude. So Christy, and anybody that has been here just a little bit, we did touch on. I did say, because I'm doing buddy reads from now till the end of till the beginning of next year. I'm doing right now. Me and Scott from Shelfware are doing the end of the Dan Simmons Hyperion series. It's awesome. I'm in the last book. I'm almost halfway through. I'm on chapter 14 of the final book. Richardson reads, and Earnestly, Eston, and me are doing China Mieville's Perdido Street Station. We'll get into that whenever we get into that. It's just sitting waiting, and I'll probably just start knocking it out as soon as I finish Endymion, Rise of Endymion over there. And then in November, there's a big read-along put on by Recognition's Book Club of J.R. by William Gaddis. This is a big postmodern satire about a middle school from hell that this middle school kid named J.R. starts a capitalist, stock sharing racket go out of a payphone that he gets installed in the hallway. It's totally insane. It's totally fun and funny, and it's going to be a cool read along. That's in November. And Lukash and I, it was formerly Totally Pretentious. Now his name is I just said it and I still forgot it. It's ridiculous. Thanks, Paul. Hey man, I'm no monk. But I am very Buddhist, that's for sure. It is unique. It's ridiculously unique, Christy. It is. But I mean, it's a brick. Okay, this is a big postmodern beast, and so I have never read it. The only William Gaddis I've read is a book called Agape, and it's amazing, and it's very metaphorical. Perdido Street Station does sound so amazing, and dude just gets all kinds of good stuff. Dani, thank you for coming by. Very cool. And then Lukash and I are reading David Copperfield in December. It's gonna be the first time I've read David Copperfield, Charles Dickens, in December. And then in January, Dani, Christy, and I, and Scott's along for it. Scott from Shelfware. Summer, Sarah from she's already left as well. But Sarah said in the chat that she was down for it. And so we might, I'll do a video in December, just kind of putting it out there to whoever. But we're doing 100 Years of Solitude. I can't wait. I really can't wait for that read along. It's an amazing book. It's late. JR is like late 70s. Late 70s. So kind of dated, but it's looking forward in a satirical light at capitalism run amok. And I mean, us now reading this thing, it is what has happened. Okay? It's not speculation anymore, but it is what has happened, I You have that book already, Summer? Let me tell you, Summer. I have a reading copy of that book, a green, trade paperback copy. It's great. But I have a first edition hardcover of that book. And I think it is a book club edition. I don't think it's like a true first edition. But, I mean, it was put out the same year. It's just not the quality of the first edition. It's a book club edition. But it's a hardcover. So cool. And nice. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I love that book. And I've read it one time. And I have never reread it. And it was like I said earlier, maybe like 10 years since I've read that book. So I can't wait to revisit it. I can't wait to revisit it and have some, and just see what comes out of it, because it is very, very awesome. It's going to lend itself to a lot of discussion. 100 Years of Solitude. So, very cool, y'all. I'd like to see, hear what everybody's reading. If you're reading, I mean, I know. Yeah, I bet you would, Paul. You'd like a lot of the stuff I got on there. People talk about like, what's your, name some dark books that you got. And I'm like, almost every fiction that I've read is dark. You know what I mean? Like, I don't go for romance. I don't go for like, lighthearted stuff. I read real, I like read real literature kind of stuff. And like something like JR, like it's a satire and it's a literary work, right? But with a literary work, comes realism, and real life is hard and suffering and disappointing and all that kind of stuff. So there's a darkness to life. There's a darkness to real life. And so any kind of art that is doing that, any art that is, trying to give a realistic view of what life is going to have an element of darkness to it. And things like that. Very cool. Yeah, I've got Dr. Sleep in a really nice brand new copy. My mother gave it to me at the beginning of the year. I haven't read it yet, but that is my next Stephen King that I read is Dr. Sleep, for sure. And I read your, I actually watched that video that you linked me last night, Paul, about The Shining. That was really, really interesting. I really enjoyed that. And this guy is just breaking it down right for you and giving you what you need to then watch the movie and see it in that light. Are what if nobody knows what I'm talking about, but it is a video by a dude, just a regular guy, but he's talking about how how The Shining is how Stanley Kubrick did The Shining, not Stephen King's book The Shining, but how Stanley Kubrick did The Shining, is what is happening. And also, bye book yada yada, thank you for coming by. And then it is what's really happening juxtaposed with the book that Jack Torrance is writing. The book that he's writing while he's in this, hotel and everything. And that's all the horror. That's all the shine. That's all the shining. That's all the horror elements. Everything. That is the movie, that is this kind of thing, is the book that Jack's writing, not actually going on. And he supports it very well. It's very, very cool. I can't wait to watch The Shining again and look at it with those kind of eyes. Yeah, a full TBR is the way that it goes for us in BookTube land, right? That's just how it goes. Very cool. So, we're at 1 hour. So I'm going to leave it here, y'all. Unless anybody really wants to say something. I've gone over everything I wanted to talk about and stuff like that. And Christy, if you would, I would appreciate it if you watched the earlier, or just to, I might timestamp it, because I'm asking to see if people would like me to do something like exclusive content, if there's any real desire out there for me to really share like personal belief system and practices, and doing that kind of thing. And I'm not down to do it just I'm not down to put that just out on BookTube for anybody to find publicly. I'm down to do that for people who are really, really, really wanting to know of a personal journey. And you know, I was a spiritual seeker for most of my life. So I love to share it, but I'm not sharing it just with anybody. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not right at the beginning of the live stream, but it's, you know, 20 minutes or so. I talk about it for 10, maybe 15 minutes, give my ideas and what I'm thinking about. So, yeah, I'm sure you can just kind of find it pretty easy. But thank you very much, y'all, everybody, for coming by. Summer, Scott, Becky, Scott at Shelfware, Christy, and Paul, Purgatory Paul, Snowcone 72, you know, Dani, thank you so much for coming by, and Sarah, and Books Yada Yada, this is awesome. And you know, I enjoy doing this. This is the second live that I've done, so I really enjoy just, you know, taking some time and talking it out. Hey, hey John, for sure, bud. Glad you came by and caught it on the live. So I'm gonna leave it with that. Y'all have fun, y'all. Catch you next time.